My self-doubts were to an extent that I didn't used to dance, and there was like an artistic block that I used to feel.
You're depressed?
I used to, but somewhere deep down he wanted me to make my career in defense because he comes defense background, so he
So
always
one
wanted.
wanted you to be in defense, one wanted you to be a dancer. Internally, what you were feeling?
Yeah, I think somewhere I was also doubting myself because since then I am living for dance. So it would not be right to say that I chose dance, but dance chose me. So my mom and I both used to admire her so much and her work. So I was in school only, and that is when my mom said that in future I think you can take this up as a career.
One is the aspect of people praising, like validation, but also simultaneously people rejecting, right?
Right.
There's validation, there's rejection.
Because you get to see a trend, it gets so exhausted, it doesn't come naturally from the heart. And I believe in quality than quantity. That is why my content is not like every day.
Because dance in itself is such a Pandora's box, right? Subhanshi, lovely to have you here in Raw and Unfiltered. I don't know which episode this is, but it's been a it's been a very interesting journey doing these. Uh, podcast is one word, but I kind of have been calling this recently like a knowledge stream. Because so many podcasts are there to uh, filter in knowledge for people to just listen and hear, and basically it's like a decoding. We are here to decode your processes, many things that will unfold in this conversation. The conversation is not much structured, it's very raw and unfiltered. So, to start with, if we can just get to know a bit about you as a person and the modality, the dance, the aspects of dance you are working with currently. And of course, you have the Nritya Kala behind you, which we can see very clearly the brand that you have of yours. So, just start with that so we have a bit of a understanding about your um, current play in life.
Yeah, firstly, thank you so much for inviting me. And it's an honor to be here to talk about the journey that I've had and all of that. And the best part of it is that it is free flowing and raw. I think the best part comes out when you keep it raw and not very structured. Because that way you get to think, and the things which come very spontaneous are the best. So that's like the really nice thing that I came across too. And about me, so yeah, as you can say, Nritya Kala, this is my company, dance company, I'd say, which I have now established a studio. This has been running for quite a long time. So I started off learning dance when I was very young. My mom had took me to a dance class when I was 3 years old, and I had no idea about dancing. So that is how I
3 years
actually got
old.
into dance. Yeah. So she had just put me in a dance class randomly. She's like, okay, I want my kid to start dancing and learning it. So she had put me there, and that is how I got introduced to Kathak. So my first love as a dance form has been Kathak. So I started my journey from there. And for years, I think I continued doing that for during my school also. And I used to perform in school, be into dancing full time. And so I think everybody could know me and still knows me in my school because of my dance. So that is how dance played a major role. Every time, wherever I used to go, it was because of my dancing I was recognized, and my parents used to be like, okay, my daughter dances, ko aage karo. So that is how dancing came into my life, and I think since then I am living for dance. So it would not be right to say that I chose dance, but dance chose me. There were times when I had tried to, like, okay, it's time to give my boards and all of that, I'll stop, but there were some or the other reasons because of which I came back to it and kept falling back to dancing completely. So I got into Delhi University through dance. There's this dance quota called as ECA, Extracurricular Activity Quota, where you give auditions and you submit your certification that you have got through school, and which most of the people are not aware about. So I really like to tell people that if you are
Yeah.
doing extracurricular activity with your schooling, it actually benefits you to get into
Okay.
the dream college that you have been dreaming, and it actually acts as an edge. So I had to clear the audition, and then I got into Delhi University, and I kept dancing there also. So I think dancing has never stopped, but then I started exploring different styles. After that, I got into Kathak Kendra to explore Kathak even more, get my training more strong, and that is where I wanted to explore and become versatile. And I still believe that versatility is the key, because you get to know a lot about other dance forms, and you get to pick what would you want to work with your own style and in your expertise, and create more, create magic out of it. So that is how I got into learning jazz, ballet. I also learned belly for 2 years, belly dance and contemporary. And Kathak has been my main character, or from the very beginning. And I've also like explored folk dance of different states of India. So I've done it for a really long time.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's pretty much about how my journey got started, from Kathak, moving to folk dances and exploring different dance styles for so long. But currently, I'm teaching Kathak, and Bollywood is like a normal thing for me. Like, that is, I think everybody can do once they get into it. But my expertise is in Kathak, and I've had training in other styles also, which has helped me in my own style. So that's like the key edge of it. So after that, after a few, and during COVID, I started my own dance company, Nitya Kala, and that is the logo since then. And now I own a space in, currently I'm in Ambala, so there. And other than that, I take
Where
online
are you
classes.
at? Where is the studio?
Ambala.
Ambala, Punjab, or
It's actually in Haryana, but the border of Haryana and Punjab. So
okay,
yeah, I got married in Ambala, so my studio is here. And yeah, my
okay.
parents actually pushed me so much before marriage. They, and it's still that they wanted me. My mother especially, the name has been given by her, so she pushed me so much to make a career out of it. So she always knew that I think she's really good at it. So she has been my pillar throughout to make this, choose this as a career, and not to go after what everybody in my family wanted me to do. So that has been a very roller coaster ride, but yeah, her support has been crazy. I've been lucky to have my husband's support in this. Like, he has given me this big huge studio to run for, and he supports me so much. Even my in-laws, I think this wouldn't be possible without them. And my I'm running online classes, which has expanded over the years after huge hard work, promotion, and all of that. So yeah, currently both offline and online for Kathak and yoga also. So I take yoga classes also. So that's pretty much about me, my classes, and yeah.
Wow, that's very thorough. Nice. Very detailed, very thorough, very beautiful. I have, yeah, many things coming. I will go step by step to slow it down the rhythm, go more in the jazz style.
Okay, absolutely.
So, yeah, to share, I actually want to share that I love dancing, by the way. I don't
Oh,
know if
that's so
all
nice.
many people know this about me, but it's like my therapy, and it's been a huge part of my not self realization, self exploration journey, dance and movements, and all
Yeah.
of this. And I will share. I will ask questions based on that as well, which I'm very curious to ask you because you are like, you've been trained since such a childhood in all these kind of different modalities in dance, right? Because dance in itself is such a Pandora's box, right? Um, Starting with, let's go with the name Nritya Kala. So, how did this name come out? You mentioned that it was given by your mother. So, how did this name happen? How did, when your mother came up with the idea, you resonated with it? What made you feel like, oh, this is the name, because most people can sometimes be like, no, 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 mommy, you don't know. I will think of something, So, tell us first about this name.
So when I was young, like very young, so I used to watch that. I think every kid of my generation would relate with this, because that is the time when Dance India Dance and all of those reality show used to run. So there's this dancer I used to like named as Shakti Mohan. So she opened up her company named as Nitya Shakti, which is still running in Mumbai. It is quite a big company. So so my mom and I both used to admire her so much and her work. So I was in school only, and that is when my mom said that, in future, I think you can take this up as a career. And then I was like, I don't know, I'll have to think so much the names and also. She said, why don't you keep Nitya Kala? I think, and she said it will resonate well with your dancing, like considering that I was taking up Kathak at that time. So she was like, I think Nitya Kala would go really nice with it. So I was like,
So
no,
the
mom.
name was birth a long time ago, actually.
Yeah, yeah, long time back. So since school, and at that time, I didn't even know that I will be, pursuing this as a career.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, if I will do so. I won't mind that. So I think that is how the name came into picture. But I told her I'll look up for more names, and I did, honestly. Even when I started my online classes, way before that, when I used to take classes at a lower scale at my home, when I started from scratch, the name was Nityakala, and there was no meaning out of it. It was just okay. My mom has given to it, so ye rakh lete hain. Later on, there were many times when I thought of switching it, but something or the other, there was something that I just did not like anything other than this name. So
Right.
still today,
It's a
I have.
very it's a very beautiful name, and it's so
Yeah,
powerful because it's like nritya and kala is form, right? So it's
yeah,
like dance form,
dance form.
correct? In
Yeah,
English, this would be the
absolutely.
translation dance form.
Yes,
So it's like basically uh, putting this structure into the formless, saying dance form. So you're not limiting yourself in the
right.
whole dance sphere. You're just like dance form, and it
Yes,
can be anything.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, that's true. So still then I couldn't change it, and now I absolutely love it. And also that connect that my mom gave it also inspired me to not change it ever. So I'm gonna stick with it. Now there are many companies with the same name, so I go with Nrityakala by Shubhanshi. So to specify that there are no,
Personalized, more
yes,
personalized. Right.
right.
So I want to ask you, in India, as you very well know, maybe not from your own experience, because um, your mom, maybe she sensed it right away that there's a dance spirit in you, and at 3 she put you in dance school, and by later in life you didn't rebel. You were like, no, but I love this, so you continued, and then and it's been, now you're in the space of mastering it because you've been doing it for so many years, and now you're sharing it, right? You've been sharing it. So for so many Indian kids who grow up in this Indian, the typical generational mindset where they're forced to do so many things, right? But more typical things, and then they don't even know what they want. But by the time they kind of try to figure it out, they have no idea, and then they are basically chasing and figuring things out. But they get a bit lost in that process, which is understandable, right? So for them, like, how would you, um, through your journey, kind of share light in the sense, or maybe even for parents of today, not of the previous generations, like how, like, what did your mother saw in you that she felt like, okay, dance, like let her learn dance, and then what happened in you, because that teenage time is when people usually rebel, but then you didn't rebel because you were like, no, this is my soul's calling. So instead of rebelling, you kind of channel that energy into versatility, right? You were like, okay, okay, I'm a bit bored with Kathak, but let's try something else. And then I'm making an assumption, but I'm sure you must be going through these processes internally, right? Every teenager and that age, you go through these processes. So, like, please share this, like, go deeper into this layer and share it in reference to the young students you are working with and people who are pursuing dance or even other things, and this distinction between a form being something that you go into, as something you really go in, and then it becomes your everything, education, career, all of that, to somebody who just does it, and then how can people really know?
Hmm. So, like I said, my mom has been my biggest support from the very beginning, and even my daddy used to take me to like different shows that used to happen and used to push me for everything. Like he never stopped me, but somewhere deep down, he wanted me to make my career in defense. because he comes from defense background, so he
So
always
one
wanted.
wanted you to be in defense, one wanted you to be a dancer.
Yeah, that's true. My dad wanted me to get into defense, and I was like, I was not sure of that because I was okay with studying. I was not very studious, but for defense, you need like crazy preparation, and I was
Right.
not sure if I'll be able to. And also, I was not rebellious in school that okay, I don't want to do that. I was like, okay, if my dad wants me to do it, I'll do it because that time I was not
So
sure if I
you
need
were a
a
Sida
career.
bacha, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I was not at that time, that was the phase when everybody was either choosing engineering, doctor, and I went through that phase of, that of okay, you have to go into defense because my family comes from the defense background. So they were like, that sense of sarkari naukri has more safety than
Yeah.
the private. So my dad was like, "Nee, nee, you should try for defense," and my brother also. So both of us were like very motivated कि defense ही करना है because पापा उधर guide कर रहे हैं. But I think over the years I was so much inclined towards dancing and I got so much support. So I realized that defense is probably not my cup of tea. That is why I chose science stream in my school, and even in my college, even though I gave ECA audition and cleared the dance quota, I got grace out of it. But I chose BSc, which is Bachelor's in Science. So that was because so that later on I can give exams like FCAT, CDS to get into defense completely. So till then I was like, okay, I'm prepping for defense. But during my college days when studying BSc became like a thing, and I was dance used to be my escape and my happy zone. Like you mentioned, it's like a therapy for you. That was that. For all the emotions that I used to experience, that was the solution for me. So at that time, it was totally passion, no profession. So that passion used to just pull me back that, okay, no, no, I'm not going to, study so much. I'm not going to make a career in defense. Then I'll not get time for dancing. And my dad used to say, no, people those who are into defense, they have time for doing all of these things. You can actually go abroad also to showcase your talent and everything. So, I was like, no, no, that will not be the case. So after college, I got few opportunities to represent Indian dance through dancing. So I went to different countries like Egypt, Indonesia, and I also went to Estonia to represent, and that was
Oh
through school.
wow.
Yeah, I got
Amazing.
that opportunity through my teacher that I met in school only. So it was
Mhm.
all my school. So I felt that, there's so much exposure, there's so much to explore in dancing. And that was something that I was really good at. I used to feel if I have got so much acknowledgement and exposure, so why not choose this as a career? And even in college, I think I was in the dance society for 3 years. I invested myself into it. And in college, you get to be like, you choose to be can be president and vice president in your years of studying. So I was that in my society, and I used to love guiding my whole team and taking them for competitions and all of that. So I also gave exams, by the way, FCAT, CDS, and all of that. And I cleared one of them, which I did not want to. And that is when I realized I was sad. Oh my God, why did I clear it? I didn't want to. So after that, I wanted to buy time. And after completing my graduation, I decided to do mass communication, masters in mass communication. So I was like, that will buy me more time to make a mindset of my dad that, I can make a career out of dancing because the job security dancing make question tha like how will I survive in this dance culture and make a career out of it, how will I earn, or how will I be stable enough to say that this is what I've made out of a career. And I did not have an answer back then. So that is when I started doing masters, and I used to perform in my college. I was in T series. So I was lucky enough to find right teachers who actually met my dad and counseled him कि that is what she's good at, उसको छोड़ो, आप इसमें पैसा waste मत करो, let her do what she wants to, let her figure out her own path further. And that is when my dad was like, I don't know what just suddenly changed. Sitting there, he was like, okay, I'll give her a chance to do that. And I didn't know what to do next. I just knew, okay, this is what I'm good at. I want to make a career out of it. But what is the next step? I had no idea. So I left my college masters in mass communication in between. And then I was like, okay, this is not what I'm going to do. Now it's the time to figure out. Now the thing was, I am doing things, but what is the exact path? To tell my dad, see, I have a career out of it. And I didn't know if I want to take Kathak as teaching because that time, like Kathak is a classical dance form. It takes years of training, and I never at that time had enough confidence to be like, okay, I'm going to teach Kathak or take this up as a career. So I was all confused, and I started taking projects like annual events and all of that. So that is how I gained more experience. I started going for shows, multiple shows in Delhi, and also, like I told you, I went with my teacher only for different shows abroad, and that is when I realized that there's so much power in our own Indian culture. Like when I went abroad and performed there, we got so much of recognition, so much of respect and love towards our art form, which was at that time somewhere I felt it was fading away in India. People were like, I used to face that, in school. Okay, you do classical dance. Why don't you do some Western styles and all of that? So I think that understanding of classical Indian dance forms and Western, वो उस youth में उस time पर it was not that like that clear. So I always faced that struggle that okay, why Indian dance was not given that much attention, love that we were getting outside, which now is somewhere changed, which I'm very happy about. But at that time, yes, I've seen that struggle of people running after Western dance styles, but not probably giving that much of recognition to Indian classical dancers or dance styles as getting trained into it. And at that time, even male were not taking part in Indian classical dance forms, and especially जो लड़के part लेते भी थे, they have had a hard life growing as a classical dancers, which I've seen very closely. But I'm glad things have changed that ways. So yeah, coming back to that, that is how I started showing my dad, okay, I'm making a profession out of it solely. I started working in a school. So I was a teacher as an Indian dance teacher for 2 years in a school. So my dad realized कि okay, अपना रास्ता बना लेगी, so she will be able to do something out of it. And that is how I actually gave up the idea of not getting into defense. So that was quite struggling to convince him that I can make a career out of it. Please trust
Defense to
me.
dance.
Yeah,
You should write a
convinced
book.
him. Actually, I did not know what my path would look like. I didn't know if I want to be a teacher, if I want to be a performer, or if I want to go. It was all just scattered. So I had to collect it because from the very beginning I was trained कि आपको defense में जाना है. So like you said, what is that thing that I would want to tell parents or youth of today would be that if your child is good at something, let them follow it and give them the options what can be in future. Like guide them and search for them, that what all options can be. Like, sorry, they can be performers, they can be teachers, they can be whatnot, they can be choreographers, and not in just dancing field, but if they want to get into some other artistic field as singers, or if they want to be into theater, if they're really good at it, push them. Instead of saying that I agree, in India studying is very important till 12th, but after that let them choose their own path. And if they're good at something, आपको बचपन से पता चल गया है कि ओ ये बहुत अच्छा डांस करता है या गाती है या something like that, push them for that and search options for them. Not just introduce that they have to become doctors, engineers, or get a job in a multinational company, but also tell them, if you don't want to do that, you have options here as well. Because I think co-curricular has grown so much. There is equal competition in this field, equal opportunities now in this field, that parents should, I think they are not that much aware, but now they're getting aware about it. They should start exploring for their own kids from a very young age, at the same time when they're telling them that they can do their own studying. Because agar the kid is doing some extracurricular activity and they're studying also, I feel ki with the growing age they will get to know clearly if they want to pursue some in studying field or something in performing arts. Let them choose, not just block their mind till 12th or college कि बाद में देखेंगे, because at that time it gets too late, and by that time they can actually reach somewhere and gain so much of experience learning by that time, that right after schooling and college they can open up. What took me a little long time, because half of the time I was figuring out what to do, how to do. So I think that guidance parents can give to their kids. And for kids I would say that learn how to manage time even with schooling. That is going to teach them so well and prepare them for future. Because studying after 12th and college, I think if you don't choose what path you are going, हमारी स्टडिंग ब्लॉक हो जाती है. लाइक यू स्टडी सो मच एंड आफ्टर स्कूलिंग you're choosing one path and you are into it completely. Okay, so I feel this is the time when they can explore as much as they can. But kahin na kahin I experience that when I have students, those who are doing classes and everything, they are learning and enjoying it thoroughly, jisme ki I am taking only twice a week, okay, which is not a big time, 2 hours a week, that is all. Still there are parents who come up to me, okay, इसके एग्जाम्स हैं तो अभी ये कर नहीं पाएगी. Exams goes for like 3 weeks. Preparation is
So,
starting from the tenure
Shubhanshi,
starts.
I'm going to interrupt you because
Yeah.
uh, I thought this trend has changed a lot in India, but it's not true.
Yeah.
Parents are
Unfor-
still
yeah,
in that.
unfortunately that's that. Like the good thing is that they push them कि करो, ये नहीं करती है but मैं चाहती हूँ करे. And there are few parents who come up to me and say that I want my kid to make a career in dancing. That just ignites something inside me. I'm like, that is so nice to know. Oh my God, really? But yeah, but the sad part of it is that majority of parents are still like कि exams आ गए हैं तो अभी ये सिर्फ पढ़ेगी. So that's sort of sad to see that, I have, if you will ask me, I have majority of my students are from the uh, age group which are working right now, and they're doing it out of the joy or out of the fact that they love dancing. They couldn't do it when they were young, and they this is like their therapy or
Yeah.
like a happy session. But that is like the majority, which I actually like thoroughly enjoy. But I really somewhere hope and wish that this thinking of parents would change ki exam aa gaye hain to tell your kid to start prepping for exams before. Teach them how to balance, because once they enter the real life, they'll have to face this, that they have to manage and balance so many things all together, and that should
Yeah.
start at a very young age. Otherwise, after schooling and college, it becomes very difficult to manage so many things together, and there comes an age you
So,
realize, oh my god, I did not do a lot of things.
so basically, instead of what you are suggesting for, let's say, Indian parents for today is instead of pushing your kid into this or that or we just become this, like giving them this way of okay exploring things and more like becoming resilient in the way of dealing with things, figuring out the way, adapting, learning, and not be stuck in like it needs to be like this or this, and like basically giving them the skills and the emotional capacity, tenacity to be able to go through all aspects of life from young age, so they don't have to feel like oh when the what you said reality comes, like they live in that reality from the get-go basically,
Yeah,
right? Like they are
absolutely.
trained to be more like that because the traditional systems and the Indian education system, all of this is quite outdated. It was
Yeah.
already outdated, now it's like outbursted. So for them, like this it's like they have no other option right now. Actually, they have to really train their not train but bring their children into this new kind of way of operating, right?
Yeah, I think the
Would you
approach
say?
has to change. I feel
Yeah.
like I see that they are very actively making their students, like kids, participate into it because they want them to be involved with extracurricular activities. But I think what there are two major things that they are lacking, which I feel is one, time management. That they have to teach their kids that not always you will have time for skip this, let me do this, skip this, let me do this. You will have to learn how to do all things if you're doing things that you love together. Like if you are doing something, pursuing something, if you're studying in school, and if you love singing, if you love playing any instrument, or if you love dancing, do it with that. There should be no excuse to that, that this is secondary and this could stop. Because once you reach to that point, and if your kid decides to be a dancer or go into that co-curricular field, you and your kid would be like, उस टाइम पर अगर ब्रेक नहीं लिया होता तो अभी वो टाइम कवर हो जाता. So I feel that knowledge is very important. And another thing which I feel is awareness. Right now, what I am exploring, because I came from Delhi to Ambala, and I feel what I'm getting to see even online is that okay, you're just taking twice a week. Why training is important? I just want to learn Bollywood. कुछ भी सिखा दो, movement सिखा दो. But I feel dance is not just that. If there are so many dance form people are not aware of, and training takes time, it can't. And people ask me this question, कि
Shortcut.
हाँ कितने टाइम में आ जाएगा. I'm like, I don't even want to answer that question because this is the training that keeps on going. If today, wherever I am, if you'll ask me, I think you're trained enough, I'll be like, no, I wouldn't ever want my training to stop because this is my container which I'm pouring out to my students. If this container is empty, what will I pour after a while? I'll have to keep pouring my container with water so that I can keep pouring it further. So my learning would never stop, and I should not feel that anybody's learning should stop. And people keep saying, "एक महीना काफी होगा." I'm like, क्या क्या सीखना चाह रहे हो? So I think वो knowledge, awareness आना अभी बाकी है कि you have to choose a dance form if you're training your kid into something, because once you reach to a point you should know what
At
dance
least
form
to
you're
start
trained
with,
in.
they need to have a strong basic,
Base,
something
exactly.
strong foundation, right?
Yeah, then you
Wait,
can
so I
explore
have
style.
multiple. I'm going to interrupt your flow, not break it,
No
to
problem.
bring some further deeper decoding emotionally. So you've mentioned a lot about your not struggle but this back and forth with your dad. Now
Yeah.
let's go into this as a, because this is a very common thing in India. I have also been through it. You have, everybody goes through it. It's like very normal, but there's a lot of emotional toll and journeying with it that comes with it, right? So now, what was your process with it? What was his process with it? If you have any idea what that was, um, how did that happen? Because I think that's where people struggle a lot internally, right? The emotional part. That's one. Second is many people don't feel, let's say, the fire you're feeling with your dance forms and your relationship with dance. Maybe they feel it, maybe they don't know yet. So for the ones who are kind of maybe, like, let's say, struggling to prioritize all these things, because they have so many things on their plates, and they can go through burnout, they can go through stress, all these kind of things. So, what was your journey with that? How do you manage it? How did you manage it? How do you manage it now? Now we will come to later because now you're a teacher, so that's a different aspect, which is another story we'll go into. But now, first, let's focus on this aspect from your journey, and yeah, just that.
I think it was a big emotional turmoil, I'd say, because what I have like summed up in 2 to 3 lines or in a short.
No,
um,
don't do short. Go deeper.
no, no, no. Like, yeah, I mean, what I have just told before, that cannot really emote what went through, because that was like the years of struggle that I had to go through. And it
What
was not.
What is this struggle like? What is this struggle? Express it to me.
So it
Like, if
was.
you are to express it in a dance, you would express it in a dance with so many different emotions, steps, right? Now share that emotions with me in words. This is also a dance. We're playing a dance of words right now. So express
Right.
this dance in different forms
Hmm.
of what this journey felt like. Like, talk about the lows, talk about the highs, like all these different journeys we go through. What was the breakthrough moments? What were the times when you guys were not talking? What were the times when there was silence? What were the times that was just like, I don't like this person, even though he's my father? So, like, because this is very normal, there's nothing taboo about it. This is part of the journey. This is how our characters are built. This is how we understand what we love. This is how we go deeper into the form itself. So go deep into this.
So I think that emotional turmoil that I'm talking, it was because of course he wanted the best out of me. So he was like, no, she should go. She'll get that stability, security. Because my dad has always pushed me to be independent and to become like a very strong woman that I'm today. It's all because of him. But he wanted me to have that security, that job security. So he always pushed me, go get into defense. You'll have there's nothing better than a government job and all of that. And I think relatives played a major role, because at that time there was this thing where people used to tell him that there's no career out of dance, and people would just question ki dance karke kya karegi. I mean, what is the end of it? And when I used to go for different classes and my dad used to take me, people used to say ki सीख तो लिया, काफी तो है. So I think that somewhat influenced him also, thinking ki maybe they are right. I am pushing her because she loves it, but now it's the time and she should choose. She should get a career out of it. Now it's her age to make a career and decide what she wants next. And that time was like the hard, सबसे ज़्यादा hard time that I've experienced with him,
Why? Why was it hard? What was hard about it?
because he really wanted me to choose defense, and I really wanted to go into dancing because I knew that I am not going to pursue or
But what did
study,
you feel? What felt so hard? Internally, what you were feeling?
because
What
somewhere I
emotions
feel
were
that,
going on?
yeah, I think somewhere I was also doubting myself because i I
Self
knew
doubts.
that, yeah,
Okay.
self doubts were there, and somewhere I feel that, maybe what he's saying is right also. So it took me a long time to just jump that barrier, that bridge of self doubts, and self not having that self awareness or not proper awareness of what I could do with my
So
skill.
if I were to sum it, he wanted you to have security, correct?
Yeah,
Based on that, he wanted you to have a certain path, which he
right.
felt you will get security from. But
Yeah,
because of your own insecurities and doubts, you were not able to. Uh,
convince him early.
yeah. But how did you overcome that in yourself? Now, this is very important for people to understand because this is what people struggle with: insecurities and doubts. So, how did you overcome it?
I think I didn't stop dancing. So, what helped
Hmm.
me, there came a phase where, like I told you, I wanted to buy time to figure out what I want from life. So, I started doing masters in mass communication. So, the reason of choosing TCDs was that I might get some exposure in dancing. I might get a stage where I can perform more. So, I knew that this is something that I enjoy and I'm probably good at. But I was not confident enough that, I can stand and say, ki, I want to make a career, because I didn't know what path I'm going to choose. I
So
did not have
even
the
when you
time.
were not getting opportunities, you were feeling this defense from your defensive father. You
Yeah.
were continuing in your sadhana, let's say. If
Right,
you were to
right.
look at dance as a sadhana,
Yeah.
where okay, you were thinking career, yes, I need to have that, but I want to do this because this is liberating me in some ways.
Yes.
Like
So
something happens when I dance.
yeah, absolutely. Because like I told you that that was my passion. Like dancing, that time was my passion, and I did not choose that profession, because passion and profession, when you make your passion a profession, it's a different journey in
We'll go
total.
into that later. Let's stay
Yeah.
with just the part where
So
you continue doing the dancings, right?
yeah.
Regardless of the external. You were like, okay, all of this is coming at me, noise, system, society, but I'm gonna dance. I need to dance, right? You
Right.
had this thing. Now, what happened in that process of keep doing it that a breakthrough happened inside where you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, so I think it was there were there were times when I thought of giving up on dance completely, because I thought that what my dad is saying is actually right, because I did not have enough awareness of what I want to do, or like I told you that I was having a lot of self doubts, I'd say.
Yeah.
I thought that I'm not good enough, or maybe I'm not trained enough to choose a path out of it, and also somewhere I felt that at that time I did not have enough a reference to people that could help me get opportunities in my field. So I had created my own path without anybody's links, reference, and all of that. So I felt that it would be like a vague thought of me to give everything up and my dad's dream up to choose what I'm good at without knowing what to do out of it. So that is why I bought some time started doing masters. But that was the time when I felt
And
like
is
giving
that the
up.
time you stopped dancing for some time or you
For
continue
some
dancing?
time, yeah. I took a little break because that was after my college, and in
Hmm.
college I like danced a lot and through everything. And my dad also used to think, because I
You
used
had
to
a
have,
you had a small pause breakup with the dancing.
yeah, a little one. So my dad, I also had few injuries because of that, because of
Yeah,
which I affected myself. Like it affected me mentally, emotionally during my college
yeah,
phase, and that affected my family and my dad also. So that
yeah.
made his opinion even more stronger. Like if she gets injured, if her body doesn't function the way it's functioning right now, she will not be able
Which
to
is a
do
big challenge for so many dancers. People don't
dancers
realize
till
this. I
now.
want to share like injuries, like sports people, same with dancers, which we'll also go into a bit later. But so yeah, how did you also navigate this period? And I want to ask you like the teachers you had during this time. what was their role and the importance of having good teachers in this journey who were kind of not just motivating you, who kept on kind of guiding you through all these phases of a evolution of an artist into the right directions to keep on evolving. Like, please bring some light on this as well.
Like the sad part of this whole thing was the my Kathak gurus, my teachers. If I ask them today, like, what would you suggest your students to make a career out of it? They'll say no. Like they'll say do anything but don't make a career into this, because what they have gone through, it somewhere stopped them from letting even the ones those who are capable of telling confidently ki go get a job, go make this a career.
Why
So
do you
I
think that
think
is? Why do you think that is? It's because of
because
their own
yeah, because of
seeing
their
the
own
struggles of the
journey.
artist, or
Yes. I think artists have struggled so much in India to find a place, because in a lot of places artists are underpaid, and there are a
yeah.
lot of artists who, out of the fact that they'll get something, they say yes to underpayments also, which is also like stretching this thing a little bit more, because the ones those are standing up for saying no to certain places, opportunities and shows because they are underpaying are struggling so much, because there are people who are saying yes to underpayments, and the that 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 those who are creating that platform know कि ये नहीं तो कोई तो मिल ही जाएगा जो कम पेमेंट में मान जाएगा, because of
So
which
you had a period where your teachers, dad, society, all were like, nahi, nahi, nahi.
नहीं.
What,
Yeah.
what? This is the main part. What got you? Was like, nahi, karna hai.
So that was a very sad and
Why sad? Why do you
I
call it
was
sad?
very scattered because I didn't know. It was a phase of confusion.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm good at dancing. I'll keep dancing. Even if I'll keep dancing, somewhere in back of my mind, I'll always know that I didn't give it a try, because I think I have a very different connection to it. I'm grateful that my mom had put me to dancing, but I feel that dancing chose me. Maybe
Hmm.
I came into this world for this, because from my
When
childhood
did
till
you
today,
realize this? Because this is the key awareness. When did you realize
this
this?
was even
And
during the
when did
time,
it become? Sorry,
yeah,
let
yeah.
me finish the question. When did you realize this? That I came in this, or the soul chose this body to do this first. Second, what is this power that came from that awareness that lets you break all that, strings coming from people who you love, who you admire, all of that, and you went through?
So
Because
I
this
think.
this is the key moment.
Right. So for me, I'll be, if I'm very honest, so that was, as I said, it was a very sad phase and a lot of self doubts. My self doubts were to an extent that I didn't used to dance, and there was like an artistic block that I used to feel. And even when I was doing my
Did you
college,
feel depressed?
I used to, but the I knew that the solution to that was dancing. And sometimes when I used to listen to I stopped listening to music, and when I used to listen to any song, I used to feel like dancing. But I used to restrict myself to a point where I used to be like, I don't know what to do. It was very frustrating. It was very, very confusing, I would say, because I didn't know what I want to do, what I want to, and I used to feel that I'm very undertrained. Like I'm not trained enough, and I, instead of feeling inspired by looking at people, I used to self doubt myself so much that these guys are struggling, like the ones those who I used to admire or look up to. मैं तो क्या ही कर पाऊंगी, like I can't do anything. So that was like the crazy feel, and that took me a little while to stand in front of my dad and tell him that no, 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 I'm not going to make a career in defense. I want to be a dancer. I want to make a career out of it. Help me figure it out.
Where did that clarity come from?
So
What
while
was
I
the
was going
moment,
through.
like what was that breakthrough of that clarity through all the confusion and scatteredness to be like, no, this is it. You help me do
Yeah.
this.
So in back of
What
my
was
mind,
that?
there was this.
Because that is clarity. That is Shakti getting contained from chaos, confusion, and scatteredness in a container, spiritually,
Right.
right? So now
Absolutely.
explain this to me in a spiritual, energetic way. What is that, and how did that happen for you?
I think there was not like one moment when it suddenly happened. There were like it gradually developed because I said there was a sound right behind in my head which kept on telling me also that, there's nothing else that you're good at. This is worth risk taking. At least try to think of. And also my mom, she, like I told you, she kept on telling me, you'll figure it out. She has been like, she's always telling me whenever I'm worried and whenever I'm concerned, okay, this month I'm not feeling that much into dancing, and or any sort of pressure that I've experienced. So she has always told me, don't worry, you'll figure it out. Think about it. Yeah, I'm sure you want to do this. So I think her voice played a major role in back of my mind, which was overcoming all the voices. Like, the guru that you look up to, you have learned through the guru telling, I wouldn't tell any student to make a future out of it. So there was like a yin yang happening, like ye karna hai, wo karna hai, constant of idhar
Your
udhar.
mother's energy kind of played as an anchor, you would say.
Yes, played as an anchor. And also, when I was in that college, when people used to tell me there's a show coming, you have to perform, it used to excite me so much to a point that closer to the time I used to want to take a step back, because I was like, I'll perform and it will again push me to choose this and again tell me that I don't want to study at all. So closer to the time I used to want to take my name back from the performances. And I think I believe in this thing, when you are stuck in certain situation, the universe sends people as a masiha, who guides you to what should be done. I feel, I strongly believe, due to certain instances.
Who were your messiahs in this
So I
journey?
think all the few teachers I met in my masters, during my masters, they pushed me that no, you have to perform. We don't know, you have to perform. Your CVO profile has said that you are a performer. We want you to perform, and now you can't take your name back. And that was like, and they were, I mean, at a level where I couldn't argue, so I had to. And that is how I got back to it. And that feeling after you perform is just so magical, and it cannot just, it's just so pure and so different. It feels like something that awakening of something within. And that is when I started realizing this is what I'm meant for, even if I fail a number of times. So I think I gave 3 to 4 performances during the span of 3 months in my college. That was just a starting. And those three, and I used to get a lot of recognition, the same phase that I had in school. And a lot of achievements, a lot of people praising me. So that helped me ki, nahi, nahi, it's not just that what I had experienced in school, but maybe there might be some reason why people are praising me. Maybe I am good. That
But
helped me.
wait, let me ask you this: there are two things, right? One is the aspect of people praising, like validation, but also simultaneously people rejecting, right?
Right.
Where like, no, not this, go this. So there's validation, there's rejection. Now for you to have like a proper awakening and to be like, "Psh," all gone, it's like you need to transcend both in some
Yeah.
ways,
Yeah.
because it has to be something that, what you said, the soul is here to do this. And let's now look at it as an observer, not as you as Shubhanshi, disidentify from the ego, just as a function. Just observe this and say like, these masiyas, this journey that is happening as dancer, as a form, you as an energy, not Shubhanshi. How would you explain this energetic process to people? Like, how would you say to somebody, a young person, to explain them energetically this process? Like, it doesn't matter all these voices, blah blah blah, you gotta follow this energy and then energy will align. So like, in your language understanding, please share this process
I think,
energetically.
uh, honestly, it was that power of what after the feeling that I used to get after performing. And that experience used to beat all of the sounds that I was getting. That rush
Even the
of,
validation, correct?
even, yeah, yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
think the
So what
validation
is this
helped me.
feeling? How would you like explain this feeling to people?
I I don't know. Like I said, it was some awakening that I used to get right after performance. I really can't put in words because that
No,
is
look,
very
you
in
can, because you also do yoga, right?
right.
We're
That's
gonna
true.
do this together. You can put this into words. This awakening that you felt after your performances, this magical feeling that you're describing, in yogic sense, let's say energetically, you're dancing, Shakti is rising, your increasing Shakti, then you're containing it through the form, correct? Shiva
Yes.
Shakti balance. Now,
Yes.
this awakening is what exactly? This is your Kundalini rising
Kundalini.
but getting contained to
Yes.
be what exactly? Now, energetically explain to me what is happening.
So, like as you said, it was the awakening at that moment was coming when I could experience, okay, this is what is the reason of, the purpose of my life. And at that moment when I used to come out of stage and sit backstage, I never used to think of, what people are saying, praising me and all of that. I used to think that, oh my god, this is such a beautiful feeling. This is that energy that used to rise up, like back then I did not know about chakras and all of that. So that awakening of, oh, that awakening within the body of that chakra, like you said, kundalini. So, but again, it was hopping from not letting that energy come out. Like
Yeah.
I used to
How
just
are
continue.
how are you able to contain this energy? Like you had some guides along the journey who helped you understand this because it's a very powerful energy, right? Um,
Yeah.
how or the dance forms you were doing itself, them as a sadhana were helping you really kind of contain them because it's a very powerful energy, as I said. So how are you like dealing with that process?
So
This
after
is a
that,
very important process for many people to understand because people can have these and then they don't know what to do and then they explode or they go down. So how are you managing it?
so at that time I didn't know what that was like. So I used to think it of as a feeling, okay, that makes me feel very happy, very joyous, and that was unexplainable to anybody else, right? So at that time what I started doing back was, I was like, okay, now let me just think of it, dancing as my stress buster, again as my passion, and enjoy it just to change my moods, just to make myself feel happy and to gain clarity. So I thought ki, okay, let me give it a chance, if not make a career out of it, maybe this will help me to gain clarity with what I want, because this will help me to burst my stress that I'm experiencing or whatever challenges that I'm doing. So I used to play music and keep dancing for days after that, because and then I get started feeling excited about, okay, when I'm going to perform next, what will I perform. And then I got back to training and I started doing my riyaz. So basically after that performance I got back into dancing. So that energy, like I said, I just deviated in a different sense. I approached it in a different way, where I started thinking ki, if not that, maybe this. So through that it came back to, you know realizing. And there came a time when I started doing this back to back and I started practicing. I realized that even if I'm not good at it, like even if I'm not going to make a career out of it, even if I fail, I would love to struggle in this. Because in learning process also, there are times when you fail, you don't get a lot of things in Kathak and you struggle with that, but you keep trying, keep trying, keep trying until you actually get it. And that's the
So
whole.
I'm gonna interrupt again. So you
Yeah.
got free of the validation rejection
Yes.
mechanism first. You were doing riyaz sadhana, let's say spiritually,
Sadhana.
every day or regularly. Now
Right.
if not every day, it was like you were doing it, it was your action, your
Yes.
karma was happening.
Right.
Through that, through the riyas, through the sadhana, you were able to contain the energy
Yeah.
was moving through your chakra systems, cleansing non-stop, right?
Yeah.
Then you started also breaking out of this failure success mindsets, like you don't
Yes.
care, like
Yeah.
failure success, it's like I am going to follow this energy. Then
Yeah.
you also started putting that attention of that energy into where you want to put it. So the focus
Absolutely.
came and the direction of the I'm integrating this for you, by
Yeah.
the way,
Thank
huh? The
you.
focus came and integration came and the focus went into one direction, so the noise got done,
Block.
the chords were cut, and then you just became focused, clear, and this boom, right?
Yeah.
And then what started happening?
So after that, I got back to dancing like fully. I realized ki before that, when I stopped dancing, I was all stuck with my mindset, what to do, what not to. And after that, I stopped caring about world, like people, relatives, anybody telling me what will you do, what that, what this. I was like, I don't care. I don't know. I'll choose my path. I'll create my own path. I'll do whatever it takes. But
Now
I want to do
explain to
this.
people this state that you arrived in. Like, how is that state when you don't care and you're just focused and the attention is going and the energy is moving? Explain
Yeah,
that to people so that can be their
I think I was
motivation.
being mindful because when I realized that I want to feel that feeling again, that was that keen kuch andar se tha ki nahi, I want to keep feeling that I get to after performing on stage. And I'm sure while doing what I'm doing right now, studying and listening to all the voices around my head is stopping me. So I was running out of that. Towards that feeling, so I thought I started like riyaz, like you said, all of that I started doing, and I realized that it really doesn't matter what I do. So I kept doing for a really long time, to a point where I realized it was me who was just being mindful in those moments and not thinking about anything. So while I used
So
to.
basically, you became free from your action as a something you were identifying to something that just became part of the flow.
Right. And for me, dancing at that time, I think I regained the meaning of dancing that I lost during that struggle phase, I would say. I realized why I used to dance at first place. I used to dance to let go of any sort of emotions that I was feeling. I used to dance to feel united within,
Hmm.
not caring about the world and just feeling united in that very moment, be it with the lay and the tal of the music, be it with the lyrics, be it with the emotion of the song, be it with the silence, but being there fully present, being mindful, and just feeling the sense of unity at that moment is what I used to dance for. Even during the school, I used to, at that time, there were no such phones. Like we had tapes, like the tape recorders and all of that. So I used to play any random song on the radio and I used to dance for 1.5 hours. And I think I lost that touch for a really long time during the struggle of what to do, what not to do, how to do. And I regained that purpose of dancing back during that phase. And that helped me regain confidence to actually tell my dad that I don't want to continue masters into this, and I want to drop off in between and I want to choose dancing. I don't know what my path would look like. I don't know what I want to do, but I know this is what it is. Even if I fail, अगर फेल ही होना है तो आई वुड वांट टू बी फेल्ड इन दिस ओनली एटलीस्ट आई विल नॉट हैव अ गिल्ट ऑफ दैट आई डिड नॉट गिव इट अ ट्राई सो टेक इट एज अ ट्रायल or take it as anything but I
You
gained
freed
that
yourself
clarity.
from guilt as well in the process.
Yes, I think that Riyaz, that sadhana, that Riyaz helped me to find the touch. Once that touch of why I used to dance, what feeling it used to liberate while I'm dancing, helped me to gain confidence to take a stand for dancing. Because I also realized during that phase that, dancing has stood for me in all the phases of my life. Like even when I used to have tough phases, I used to dance it out and I used to feel nice. I used to express what I feel. When you as a kid, as a teenager, you
So
face a
this
lot
is
of
when
challenges.
dancing became your modality as a sadhana, but also something
Sadhana.
you're like, this is it, and I also want to share this with people by performance or even teaching. Now I want to
Teaching.
ask you a very important question. This is where the integration of dance and spirituality really happens, and Kundalini Shakti. So explain to me how you are now with this integration of Kundalini energy, dance forms, and this understanding you have developed of the whole process, and spirituality as a, not like hawa wali spirituality, like all the deep spiritual practices that are there, the integration of that. How will you explain to somebody now dance as something for people to become liberated, for someone to really overcome their, depressions, anxieties, stress, all of this, and really deepen in their energetic system, really arrive in a place where they free themselves from these noises and societal pressure and start, you know, channeling and becoming clear and conscious and aware and mindful, as you said, and focused. So please share this.
I'm not sure if I'll be able to put that right in words, but I will give it a try. So, like
Yeah,
I
go for
always.
it. You're in the flow.
Yeah, like I always tell my students that be mindful. I like genuinely believe in being mindful at that moment because and and another thing which helps with being mindful is your sadhana as a riyaz in dancing. So we tend to run and look for outcome from something that we are doing too soon, that breaks the concept of being mindful and taking it as a sadhana or riyaz. Like I'm
Hmm.
doing this today, I need an outcome from it, which
Like
right.
a transaction, basically.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
breaks the concept of it. कि okay, if I do this every day, I'll get this out of it. I'll do that every day, I will correct this mistake that I've been doing in dancing. So I feel that path, it's a journey in dancing also, to get that spiritual connection with dancing for each dancer or a learner. Because at the beginning you start with, you want to learn and you want to probably do this, but not all can connect spiritually. And so for me, I feel it is the path of starting with mindful and also not looking for outcomes from the very beginning of your journey. Start
How would
getting
you,
into it.
how, like in simple like steps, how would you describe it to somebody who is just starting, doesn't understand anything, as an approach that they need to follow to do this?
So I always tell them, like, the simple thing is keep practicing, of course. But how do you keep touch with practicing? Is you'll have to, for the beginning, you'll have to make small goals for yourself where you see yourself and not wait for result. Because if you feel in 2 months I want to get, there is something called as chakkars in Kathak, which takes technique and time to develop. So if I tell them that, do not be in a hurry and do not question yourself that मुझसे हो नहीं रहा या हो नहीं पा रहा. For example, I tell them that my approach towards it is like, if you're doing something, if you teach me today, मुझसे भी नहीं होगा. You will have to give it time and patience to your body to adapt. It is related to anything. If you do something, you'll have to give it time. And if you can't give it time, you can't get the result out of it. So I approach them by giving first is to the time. Give it time. Then I tell them that, if this is something that you have, make small aims for yourself and just approach towards it. But if you don't get anything out of it, then don't be disheartened. Like, push it a little, like, give it more time to it. So that is what I keep telling them, because for them to start feeling that connection with dancing is not natural. It's a journey, like I said, and not everybody chooses this journey in the same sense. Few of them take it as a break of emotions, what they're experiencing. Few of them wants to do it because they could not do it as a child. Few of them do it with a sense of, I just want to do it as a pastime, not as, feeling anything out of it. So sabka understanding towards learning is also very different. But
Hmm.
when they come after 3 to 4 months to a point when they're dancing, I could actually see that coming and their own understanding through their movements, what they're experiencing. So I think it's also what they feel has to come out. And I structure them, because classical dance is very structured. There are many rules to follow. I structure them, I give them everything that is required. But I tell them that, at the end, when you're performing a choreography, it should come from within. Even if you're not feeling like giving any emotion, don't give. Just do it. If you feel like just moving your arm like this, just do that. But let it come from within. I have
Hmm.
given you structure for so long, but for that very moment, let it happen from your heart. And when they actually try experimenting it, that guides them to a path where they may or may not get that spiritual connection with it. And I
Hmm.
think it's an on and off journey, which I have also experienced with connection. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes for me also, dancing, when the profession overpowers, dancing becomes very structured. And sometimes dancing is very spiritual for me. And when I am just standing, I just don't want to dance to create. I just want to dance to just feel united, feel being present in that very moment,
Now,
and the surrender.
this is also a very important point, and we can go into this phase to look at. So for example, not example, but in your journey itself, the transition from, dance as a initiation with your mother as a, as a child, to something you love, to something, like a thing like, oh, career, not to the shift when you decided this is going to be my career, and that, addition of teacher role, right? How are you, how did you adapt into that? Because along with teacher, you have to balance your own sadhana, you have to share, right? You have to balance the work, commercial aspects as well, right? All of these things, the different aspects. So how did you, because that's another shift, so how did you take that shift? How are you, what's that journey?
So I think, that phase when I decided, okay, I'm not going to listen to any voices, I'm going to choose this as a career. I didn't know what is my next step, but one thing that I was very sure of was I want to learn more, because
Mm.
I wanted to be versatile, explore other styles also, and I wanted to keep learning my own style to be more, mentally strong and be there. Like for me to be there, I wanted that this is the parameter that I want to explore. I want to learn more. But the first challenge that came through is was I have given up everything. I've given my masters. I've chosen this as a career. To make a career, I can't just tell my dad that okay, I want to learn more, then I will make. So now then was not an option. I have to take an action right in that very moment. So that is when I started my job. So I decided I will show him some stability that I have, even if it did not matter to him at that moment that what is she doing. But he was like, okay, I'm giving you time, do whatever you want to if you're good at it and if you're so sure of it. So I took a job which was a school's job just to get some money and show him, okay, see, this is also an option. If
Or was
nothing
it
works
a
out,
job of teaching dance or dance related?
teaching dance
Okay.
teacher. I was a
Okay.
dance teacher in a school for 2 years.
So that was
So
your first step into teaching, actually.
yeah, like no. I used to take classes at home, but that was not for the sake because I want to do profession. That was because ठीक है कर लेते हैं, just because okay I
But this
do
was
this.
like your first serious jump, like
Serious jump. And
yeah.
it was, and I, when I was young, I never wanted to be a school teacher. So I was like, I don't want to become a dance teacher in school at all ever in my life. I was so
So how
sure of
did
that,
you break through that as well?
because I wanted to learn more dance styles and I didn't want to take money from my dad, even if he was
Yeah.
willing to invest into it. I was like, no, dad, I want to, prove
So you
myself.
just
This
didn't
is my
care
time.
anymore. You were just like, okay, I'm just
आई वाज लाइक अगर और डांस सीखना है और ट्रेनिंग चाहिए तो डांस में ही कुछ कर लो पहले. So
yeah.
I was like, okay, I will go and get the job. I'll whatever money I'll get, I'll invest it into my dancing. So whatever I used to get, I joined different dance classes to get myself more trained and slowly and steadily. So that was like my dad was like, okay, कुछ तो कर रही है, let her do. He's like, okay, I'm happy, she's doing whatever. So he did not care that okay, I'm using all the money to train myself, but he was quite happy to see that I'm trying towards it. So that was a transition for his mindset also, because he saw me really working hard towards what I really want, and he started seeing that passion. And that passion, I think that that every day I used to come back and I was like, okay, now I'm going for my dance class and I'm
But
doing that.
here's the question: did you care at that time what he thinks, or you had already freed yourself from the
No,
validation? It
no,
was not.
I really did not, because I
You
started
had
with
already
the,
freed yourself from what he thinks. You're like, this is what I'm doing. This is where
yeah,
my energy is
yeah.
at. That's it.
राइट आई यूज टू टेल हिम, आप ही बोलते थे इंडिपेंडेंट बनो, स्ट्रॉन्ग बनो, हेयर आई एम डूइंग, एंड ही वाज लाइक कर लो चलो, व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू डू नाउ यू डू. एंड आई स्टॉप्ड एक्चुअली प्रूविंग ऑल्सो. आई स्टार्टेड विद द माइंडसेट, ओके, उनको आई विल बी एबल टू
Yeah.
प्रूव हिम दैट आई एम डूइंग अ जॉब आउट ऑफ इट. आई एम, इट्स
So
नॉट अ
you were not in
स्टेबिलिटी
that
लाइक.
rebellious state. It was more like, this is my thing. I'm doing this. This is the way it's going. I accept.
Yeah. So I had a very, matlab, I had a clarity. I want to get trained. So for that, even if it is that I have to do a lot of hard work and earn money somehow
Can
to
I
do this,
ask
I
you
will
how
do that.
old were you when this shift happened?
I think I was 2021 when I got the job in
Wow,
the school.
man, very good.
That was right after my graduation. I think
Wow,
21 was the right age. Yes,
nice. You
I was
became
I was
free
very
at
young.
21.
Right. I was
Internally,
very
internally. Externally is
internally.
a secondary aspect. Internally, you became free at 21, 22. Yeah.
Yeah. People, because I was very young, so people in school used to ask that this is what you want to do. Like,
तू तू
you
डांस
had
करने के लिए
to.
आई है.
हाँ, ये तभी मतलब मेरे को ऐसे हो गया था कि बस ठीक है भाई,
Yeah.
अपना मेरे को हाँ, मेरे को ट्रेनिंग चाहिए. So I will do whatever it takes. I will do school job. And
Yeah.
from Noida, I used to like 1.5 or 2 hours. I used to travel to Chanakyapuri to get my 1 hour class of Kathak, because
You
I
lived
wanted
in
to get good.
Noida.
No, my school was in Greater Noida, and
Ah.
I used to live in Ghaziabad. My Kathak classes were in Chanakyapuri, so
So
I
you were
used to
doing
travel from
how
Ghaziabad.
metro, buses, cars.
So from school bus, they used to drop me to metro station. From metro station, I used to go to the dance class
So
auto,
you
come
did
back
the
then to my
proper
home.
city grind
Yeah, so that was like
for
the
dance.
crazy journey. Yes. So my mom used to be like, okay, take some time out for yourself. Like I have a whole life to take out time for myself, but this is what I'm
Also,
doing
you
right
were
now.
getting your energy from it, right? So it's like
Yes. Oh, that was like the best time of my life, even. And you know, the best part of it, once you know that this ignites your soul, this makes you happy, this is what you want, the struggle doesn't feel like a struggle.
yeah,
That
exactly.
travel never made me feel like I'm so exhausted, I want to go back home. It used to be like, and at times I used to go to my class, and even if I was unwell, I used to feel like, okay, kar lete hain. And there were times when there was not much that was done in class, but I never had a regret of not showing up, because I think I enjoyed it so much, and I knew this is, and the school, I never enjoyed it honestly, but I knew why I'm doing it, so that just kept motivating me. Okay, Shivanshi, you're doing it because you will be able to do your classes, keep doing it. So that is when I explored different styles, and I realized what really works for me, what is other than Kathak that I want to get into. I tried different styles, like many styles I took classes for to get a clarity on, to
What
be
styles? Can you share more about the different styles you did?
so I started with I started my jazz classes. So with
Okay.
jazz, ballet is like the classical dance of international classical dance. So I started with ballet, jazz to get more training, and then I got into contemporary. Just contemporary, I
What
used
is
to.
contemporary exactly?
Contempt is basically, if I'll say, it's very difficult to define contempt as a
Yeah,
dance
that's
form,
why I'm
because
asking.
it's more of like free flowing, and there are different styles of contempt also. So it has come through jazz and ballet, of course, but I would say it's free flow, and definition of contempt is very different for every teacher. So to
Hmm.
put it in words would be very difficult, because it's not just confined at walls. The contempt is all about creativity and exploring. But bachata and the other one that you're saying is a dance form in itself.
Yeah.
So
Have you explored those as well or no?
not those at all, because there are many. But these were the three core styles I started with, and then I went into belly dancing also. I did it
Yeah.
for 2 to 3
I
years.
explored tango for some time. I love tango. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
I
I've
would
done
want to.
tango. Salsa, not so much. Little bit South American dances, tango. I've been doing a little bit now contact improv. You know contact improv.
No, contact improv. Okay,
Contact
got it.
improv is
Yes.
basically where you are. It's like it's not a couples dance. It's more like group dance, but everybody is in the
Right.
flow and you do touch others, but it's very fluid. You know, and
Yes,
it's very
got into
like
movements, sort of.
very yeah. You have to be very aware and in your energy, and then everybody's a very good dancer, so you move
Yeah.
very much like the music, and you become fully aligned.
You
And
can also call this as contemporary also, because this
yeah,
also falls in contemporary.
yeah.
So in contemp, you create your own, like it has to come within. There are very different parameters of contemporary in itself.
What is it exactly that you're doing with Nitya Kala? Where do you see it now? Or where is it now, and where do you see it moving? Not so much in the future. I'm not asking a long-term vision, but where do you think it's moving intuitively, energetically in the coming times? What is happening with Nitya Kala? And what do you think is what do you see the space of dance in India? Because you are definitely amongst the pioneers of dance in India, and you know you are in North India, which is huge traditional society, and you're breaking so many barriers, even your husband together. So let's go more into this now. Like, where's it at? Where do you see it going? What's the dance scene? And what are the new inventions, innovations that are coming in the dance field by Indians? The I call it the renaissance happening in India. So the renaissance of, let's say, the dance. Where do you see it going?
So I would say there has been a lot of stylization in different dance form in itself that has happened over the years, and few of them are really good. And like when I was young and I started exploring different styles, there were few teachers who questioned it and never liked it. That I am from this style,
Sure.
but why am I trying
Traditional
other
teachers
style?
always question the new.
Yeah,
It's
and
normal.
that was like a breaking point for as a relation, as a teacher, as a student, because you don't know, you want to explore, but somewhere as a teacher they're guiding you not to. So I've experienced that, and I feel in that essence it has improved in good ways, because now recent teachers or even the older teachers have understood that people are free to explore other styles when they're doing there, as long as they're connected in the true essence and to the roots of that
So
particular dance form
basically,
they're
as long
doing.
as the roots are strong, you can follow your heart and see where the energy takes into innovations, basically, innovations in the forms.
Exactly.
So how are
Right.
you incorporating this philosophy as a actionable thing, and how are you working with your students, and where do you see this evolving through Nritya Kala?
So I feel when I started with Nritya Kala, my idea was just to teach, and I was not very sure of which dance style. So I started with Bollywood, and slowly and steadily I gained confidence towards Kathak, and I took Kathak as started teaching Kathak at a very low scale, and then I expanded it. More students started coming, and I started taking classes online, which is very different than taking classes offline. Very different and way, way, way more challenging than offline classes. Physically,
Online.
emotionally, online. Yeah, it's way more challenging.
Why?
In terms, like, see, when you are in offline class, uh, you have people around. Few sometimes you don't, if you're not able to explain something, people are able to see your movement and copy you. You're
Like
able to touch them
energetically,
and
it's
correct
easier,
it.
basically.
Yeah, that ways. But in online, you keep up, as a teacher, you keep up the energy. In online you have to be super enthusiastic. You can't, like, if I feel, if I am quiet, if I
Hmm.
don't say anything, it's easier to get distracted because you are in the comfort of your home, where you eat, where you sleep, where you do all that you do. So you are not in a different
Do
space
you
or anything.
notice a trend now, like post COVID, because we're like 5 years after COVID now, not 5 years, but many years after COVID now, where people are starting to come more like, okay, we want to learn dance, but in person, not only
Right.
online, because they want to feel this energy, they want to feel the
Right.
enthusiasm, they want to connect as people as well, communities of
Right.
dancers. Do you see this trend happening?
Mm, to be very honest, I have more students online than offline right now for
Yeah.
multiple reasons because I also shifted. But I think even before that, when I was taking classes offline, I could see that online was way convenient for students, especially for the ones who cannot take that time of traveling to that particular area and then coming back. So it
Hmm.
used to be at their comfort, and which somewhere is like, if I also have to join some classes, I would somewhere prefer online, because I feel I would save that time and do another class at that time.
Hmm.
So I think offline has its advantages, online has its advantages, but I feel in online I've seen growth more than offline, because in offline you feel, it's a feeling, you feel the
Do you
energy.
see a trend changing or no? Or it's same?
No, I think it's same, because
Stabilized?
there came a phase when people were switching from offline to online to offline after COVID, took a pause. But right now, my current status would say that there are people who would choose to learn then choosing it offline. So they're like, I want to do it, then looking for something jo mere paas ho and traveling and coming back. And they are, of course, skeptical for taking a class online, but that is why we have the provision of having trials. That is why online is way more challenging, but I have been
So
enjoying it for so long.
two aspects. So you talk about expansion and Nitya Kala. So where do you see Nitya Kala going through your expansion, and where do you see the your role or Nitya Kala's role in the Indian art scene and the expansion of Indian art scene in India, dance form particularly, and globally?
I do have few visions for Nritya Kala, but from where it has come from starting teaching without knowing why and all of those things, which style, what style. And I started this company single person, which now I have support of my husband, but I don't have a team to run. Because of which I do face challenges when it comes to doing something which need financial support. So or when it needs a team to build it together. So currently it's me and my husband who's trying to build it and push it forward. So I do find it like, look up to expanding more batches and giving opportunity to other students who grow up to becoming into a teacher, not the established ones already. So my aim of Nityakala is not to hire teachers who have been doing in the same field, but the ones who take up the courage to, you know, even after, like, I have few students right now who are learning, but they are wanting to become a teacher in their coming future. So I
Hmm.
would want to give this platform and opportunity to them, so that they get the exposure, they get the experiences that I had to ultimately work with the company and build a team out of it. So that is
Yeah.
somewhat the aim. That is
So
how I want
you
to
want
build
to
it.
basically now create next generation dance teachers of
Yes,
India, right?
yes, that's
Okay,
true.
so now this is amazing. This is beautiful. Now, also to balance this aspect, are you able to bring in, let's say, some percentage into people, helping people who have talent but not money and resources or support? Like, what's your, to bring them also part of this journey? Is there something around that?
Yeah, so that I have done on the sense of offline, because in online that is a very difficult thing to judge and to come up with, and also not everybody has a resource of doing online and all of that.
Right.
That becomes really difficult. But offline, whenever that is possible, whenever I get people, and especially the kids of my house helpers, I have had given them training or trained them for the school functions if they want to. So, or helping them out with creating. So I have a house help here also. That kid is, she's really good with dancing. So like I keep giving her steps that she can catch, she can get better at it. So that ways, yes, I've been doing. But online, that is a big, that is like very difficult to
Yeah, it's
judge
hard on that.
on
Yeah.
how it's actually going to be like. But not really, but I do have few plans to come up with and get connected with certain NGOs, so that I can go to some schools, government schools, and give them the knowledge and share them the knowledge of this dance form. So that is like what we are building up for also. But on an online platform, I have been failed to do that. But yes, for offline, I'm
With
doing it
time, slowly, slowly.
with time. Yeah, with time. In terms of NGO, that is what my aim is. But they do have different, what right now they are working with is flash mobs, and I want something differently when it comes to that. I feel that flash mob would not include them
Wait, what's
into.
a flash mob?
Flash mob is where a group of performers just randomly comes and perform in collaboration with an NGO. So you just
Uh,
perform for them, and then that is it. I don't want to do that. I want to like create a team to teach them, to actually tell them that to give them the exposure of the dance style also, and to make them be willing enough to have teachers of classical dance in such schools also, which is not there. And I don't know why in government schools there are not Indian dance teachers. There is Indian music teachers, but not dance teachers. That's like a sad thing to
so
see.
yeah, so basically, where do you see the dance revolution of India going? Where in all the aspects, like of course the this aspect, but also the innovation in the styles of dance, like new dances where you have the base strong based on the classical understandings and practices, but you're now, and you've also learned new versatile dance forms, and then people are now creating new forms that don't
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's a very mixed feeling, and it's a very mixed experience or something that might come up, because people are running after trend in nowadays, and they have forgot the concept of training. Like I started with saying, they want result out of it. They don't know the essence of training. They don't give that much time to it. They see trends on Instagram. They want to be like that, and they call themselves dancers. And I have seen a lot of teachers which have come out of the fact of not knowing a particular dance style but teaching. So I feel that the students, those who are coming to such teachers, I have a question for such teachers. What do you call yourself as a teacher of which dance style, or in general what you are trained in? So in order to train, you should have a training background. So I feel somewhere in that sense, the dance parameter is lacking, and I don't know what it is going to be, in a good way or a bad way, because that is something that somewhere when I see triggers me, or I genuinely feel sad about that. Without training, how are they training others? And I don't know. This people are running after trends, and they call them. I'm sure they're capable dancers. I'm sure they have it in themselves, but you need training to call yourself dancer. You need to be trained in a particular style if you want to be. I'm not saying that uh, matlab, training is important, in short, if I say.
Yeah.
And Yeah, if you are dancing to express and all of that is a different thing, but if you want to pursue this as a career, if you want to share this knowledge to someone, it cannot just be confined to movement. It has to be confined to a training to a particular dance form, and then to explore different styles, और कुछ भी style explore करने के लिए you need to have training. In that sense, our dance culture is lacking, and somewhere I am getting to see much improvement in terms of artist life. There's much more. There are good companies that I've also worked with, that do give opportunities and good payments to artists, and good platform to perform, but it is very confined to certain areas like Bangalore, Mumbai, which I really hope would expand to places like Delhi, other cities, other states of India. So in that sense, I'm sort of hoping that it would grow more, and I hope that the trend comes to a point where, and worst part of it, that uh, I get this a lot of times from my students and people I know. Ki the songs that are trending, why don't you create something on that song? And weird part, if I tell you, is I don't feel like creating. I listen to it so many times that I'm like, yahi gana nahi lena. I don't feel like coming it from within, because you get to see a trend, it gets so exhausted. It doesn't come naturally from the heart. And I believe in quality then quantity. That is why
Right.
my content is not like every
So
day.
what's the new things that are birthing through you? Not as I'm not talking as a teacher, but as a dancer. What are the new dance styles or ways that is birthing through you, where you feel fulfillment, where you feel enjoyment? It's more for your enjoyment, let's say, because it's something as a creative artist you're birthing, right? Like we go through
Yeah.
these journeys as artists where, okay, there's the teacher, there's the career, there's the dance forms you have done, the training is done, it's embodied. Now the new things that is new, that
Yeah.
you yourself didn't know you could do this, that it doesn't even exist, is not based on some trend. Are you having time to have this creation coming through you?
Yeah, I actually, when I started creating choreographies, there was no such thing as semi classical back then. But now it has been labeled as semi classical. So that time I started exploring movements that I've learned in Kathak, in different music, in different genres of music also, not just classical music, but Bollywood music, Western instrumental music, English music, or Punjabi music. So I started using the same movement that I've learned so far, how we can mix match that and how we can get creative out of it into that. And I
So
also started.
multi-dimensional fusions basically.
Right, right.
Nice.
Even
And you're
we
mixing
have.
the styles, you're mixing like Kathak with
Yes,
jazz, all of it in the.
yes, absolutely. So I started exploring that also with
So
the different
I have a
styles.
question for you then. As you're mixing, how do you keep that, that root and the training alive in that mixing is what, because that's so important for you, right? And I
Right.
understand. I'm the same way. How do you keep that alive in a fusion so that it's
Absolutely.
not
I
just a
think.
trend to something that is like, whoa, this is amazing?
Yeah, that is why the creations that I create might have bits of it, but not, I won't say that it is like a full amalgamation of this and that. So it has, like, I feel to give justice to any dance form. For, say, if I'm creating a semi classical choreography, I would only be able to create something that I've had a training for matlab, that particular dance form. And I will create something out of it. I will use those movements into something using bits and pieces or different things that I might have explored in different styles, put into in such a way that it falls in that particular dance form. For, say, if I have learned a movement in belly, if I'm not doing a belly fusion, there might be something with the leg movement that I've learned in belly, which I would want to do it in a Kathak way
So
and do
basically,
it in
you
the sense
take
of Kathak.
one as a base, maybe like 50-60%, and then
Yeah,
10%, 10% you kind of play
right,
around. So
right.
it's like Kathak dance with the elements of jazz, and so it
Yeah,
keeps that depth where you're like, oh, this is a Kathak dancer, but whoa, what did she do there? It's kind of
yes.
like that.
Yes, yes, it's like
Nice.
that.
Okay.
So, and I also like, I believe that if I would not create something that I'm not trained in, I would not pick it from something that I've seen and put it into my choreography in terms of like, I do not have a strong training in hip
खिचड़ी
hop.
नहीं बना रहे basically आप.
या एग्जैक्टली एंड वो बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है आज की डेट में. और somehow इंडिया में जो ट्रेंड
We are
होता है वो
living in a
बहुत ही,
khichdi.
yeah, India में if you see the Instagram world, I
I
don't
don't see it.
understand. Yeah, oh, you're safe then. That's that sense. But कुछ भी trend होता है, and that is just my question. Why the videos which are actually educating people about certain things is not getting trended? Because इंडिया का मेजोरिटी देख ही कुछ चीजें रहा है ना जो उसको वो देखना ही नहीं है, उनको नॉलेज चाहिए ही नहीं, उनको चाहिए कि बस एंटरटेनमेंट हो जाए, कुछ भी दिखा
Entertainment,
दो.
entertainment,
Yeah,
entertainment,
entertainment,
entertainment.
entertainment. And I'm like, तभी that is why I am a bit off trend, and that is why I post when I feel like, and I don't post out of the fact that something is trending.
But
I
good.
only
Keep this up. This is the way to play the long-term game. So
Yeah, and few people come to me who like the for inquiries who like my choreographies. They're like, I just want to learn choreography, but I don't want to get trained in Kathak. Like I've labeled my match as semi-classical, and semi-classical has recently come up. There are a lot of dancers who do not stand up for semi-classical as a dance form also. My take on that is very different. I think when I started learning Kathak, no, for a long time, because it's too technical, too many things. For someone who has not learned Kathak, will not understand what I'm doing, what movements, what tukrati hai, what that is, and I'm doing it in front of people. They will not understand. And I've always been introduced to Kathak. So when I was kid, and my parents used to say ki, oh, she's learning Kathak, and people used to say karke dikhao. People didn't ever get what has she learned ever, and I didn't know कि मैं करके क्या दिखाऊं, because I've been learning compositions which only I get and my teacher gets it, but the outside world doesn't get it at all. And that is why I feel the relation of Kathak with people, those who don't know, was a long story which took time for them to get inclined towards it. But today I think semi classical has given wings to it. Through semi classical, people have been more inclined towards learning classical dance form, and I feel to do a dance form like semi classical, it's important to do go through the roots of it. So I do teach my students the choreography, but I take them through the journey of Kathak. It's never like, okay, we are starting with the choreography but not the roots. And there are students who say I'm just inclined towards choreography, and then I'm like, no, I don't stand for it, I don't teach that. And there are many people who are doing that, teaching just semi classical choreographies in their regular batches, not as a workshop. But I personally have a very strong opinion for it. I don't stand for it because I feel दुनिया इतनी ज़्यादा आगे जा चुकी है कि अगर उनको सीधा कोरियोग्राफी सीखनी है बिना ट्रेनिंग के, तो यूट्यूब है. आई मीन,
yeah.
why would they want to come to someone and get that learning? If they are coming to you should give them the roots, and जिसके वजह से आप बने हो वो जर्नी दो ना उनको, वर्सेस देन व्हाट यू हैव क्रिएटेड आउट ऑफ दैट. एंड द क्रिएशन ऑफ कोरियोग्राफीज केम थ्रू द ट्रेनिंग. तो वो ट्रेनिंग इंपॉर्टेंट है, उनको वो रूट्स देने इंपॉर्टेंट है. आज के टाइम पे स्टाइलाइजेशन है, तो सेमी क्लासिकल कोरियोग्राफीज, डिफरेंट कोरियोग्राफीज हैव कम इनटू पिक्चर. बट if they're tempted through that, give them the roots of it, balance it. That is what my ideology is, and I think that is what I'll always stand for. I will never teach choreographies just for the sake of no training, unless it's a workshop, of course. But training without.
So, Subhanshi, we've gone through a lot of depth. Now, I want to ask you questions which we need short answers for. These are
Absolutely.
questions from my team. It's more like based questions based around trends, let's say, and the collective society of India. More like questions that are not in my head, but questions of like parents, teachers, regular people, right? That kind of thing. So kind of quick answers, not in depth, but more like Satik. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, do you think every dancer is secretly telling their life story through movement, even if the audience doesn't notice?
Not always.
Not always.
It also
What-
depends on what they're performing, where they're performing.
Yeah.
But yes, if they're creating something, then it might on a larger scale. If they're creating something themselves, not for something. Matlab, if they're performing something which is based out of a theme, they have to go out of that theme, even if they're feeling completely opposite of that bhava or emotion of that performance.
Hmm.
So they have
Nice.
to perform. We are good
So,
actors also in that sense.
okay, so next question goes with that. Can dance be rebellious like a protest without words?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes words can't Like, you sometimes you might not find the right words to put through, but you can definitely make it clear quite through your actions.
Would you say you are? This is my question now. Would you say you are a rebel, or you were, and now you have found your balance with it?
I think I've always been a rebel and I still am. Just the
Yeah.
things keeps changing and dance has been my constant support, and I keep doing for it, and it dance keeps doing it for me. So we both are actually balancing each other by
Mm.
hook or crook. So that's that. So yeah, we are rebellious in our own ways.
Many young people dance just for reels today. Is that killing the art form or keeping it alive in a new way?
No, it's definitely killing the art form. The ones those who are going through the reels, half of the janta doesn't even know what style it is, and they don't know where it is coming from, and they're following that for no good sake. So I
But do
think
they
in
need to know?
terms, they definitely need to, someone who is inclined towards dancing and who can be, a future dancer, a successful dancer or a performer, will not be because they're
But
following
maybe
the trend.
they're not in that stream and they're just dancing for fun.
But there are a lot of ones who might get into dancing and make a career out of it, or if not career, but they can, showcase their talent, what they're good at. I have so many
But
doctors
then they
who
will
are
watch this podcast and find you.
yes, absolutely,
That's
that's
why we
that.
are doing this podcast, though.
Yeah, hopefully we are able to educate a lot of them through this,
Yeah.
that they
Uh,
understand it's right.
this is an interesting question because I think it can be a good question for Indian parents. In India, dance is often seen as performance, but do you feel it's more of a spiritual or personal practice?
It is, I think, to reach to performance you have to go through that personal practice, which I call
But
as
for
AR.
somebody who, let's say, doesn't is not thinking about performance, more like dance as a way of understanding their body, emotions, spirituality, and they come to you like, I just want to connect more with my energy, and you know, how would you?
Okay. So, like I told you, everybody has a very different understanding towards dance, and their journey is totally different. If we ask different people, why do you dance, they will have a different connection. Few dance it for performance. Their aim is, I'm learning so that I'm able to perform on stage. I get that exposure. But few are dancing, like I said, to vent their emotions out. So, dance has its own different meanings and relationship with each and every human being. So it is up to them what they tend to create. But I feel that it is important to practice or have that sense of sadhana to reach to a point of good performance. But I think both also goes handy, because you perform on stage to at wherever point you are, you also get a sense of practicing more and getting digging deep into it, because you kind of get that exposure on stage that you're like, okay, I'm liking this, I'll want to do this more, and then you try to get deeper into the understanding of it. So everybody has a different understanding and relationship with dance, I would say, and it
What
is
is
not
your
necessary that it has to be structured
yeah?
always.
What is your message for the youth of today in regards to dance, the movement of dance, the Nitya Kala movement and initiations, and all that you are doing for dance, for the form and the formlessness of it?
So I think I would tell them that don't run after choreographies or something that you like today on Instagram. Like, trends keep changing, trends goes and fades away. Similarly, whatever you have learned, you will forget. Run after the training, because it stays even after you take a break and you get back to it. It will stay in your body like a muscle memory. So run after getting trained in whatever style you like, but training is important. And if you really like something, go for it. Stand for it. Let it
Now,
happen.
I have a spiritual question. This is coming from my side. Uh, God forbid, but if dance is ever taken away from you, what will be of you?
Nothing, honestly, because I don't see myself without dance. And by dance, I don't really mean standing and
But that's
moving,
the
but
question. You have to, in this moment, imagine yourself, detach yourself from dance, and just as awareness, without it, just mindfulness, then who are you?
I don't know. I think I'm still exploring who I will be without dance, because I have a very deep connection with it. And
I know.
um, I
That's why
don't
this
think so.
question is
I will
coming.
not be able to define, I'll have to rediscover myself in different ways. I'll still search dance. Maybe if I'm not like, I get this question a lot, if tomorrow your body doesn't support you, what you'll do? And whenever I'm sick, I can't move, I find ways I can still stay connected. Whenever I'm off riyaz, I find ways to
What
stay
is
connected
what
to
what
it.
are the ways you stay connected?
So when I can't move, I want to work on my lay and tal, and I still want to get into the deep understanding of Kathak. So I went to learning tabla. If I can't, when there was a time when I couldn't, like right now, my wrist is not allowing me. So I would go and start practicing with my, riyaz of throat. I'll somehow,
So
which is
other
related
other
to,
art, other
yeah,
art,
yeah.
other arts.
Absolutely. कुछ ना कुछ तो I'll keep on doing so that I stay connected to it. ऐसे नहीं रियाज हो रहा तो ऐसे हो जाएगा, वैसे नहीं हो रहा तो ऐसे हो जाएगा. So that is what I keep doing. But I'll find my ways. I think I'll have to
Okay,
rediscover in that sense.
Shubhanshi, it has been a very amazing pleasure to have you.
Yes.
Do you have anything else to share? I think we went through a lot, covered a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, I think
Anything
we've
coming
covered
to
pretty.
you?
No, I think we've covered pretty much all the parameters. But yeah, I'm happy that a lot of people are taking up this as a career now, even after marriage, even after they're leaving their own paths of, they were working into something, but they decided, I don't want to do this, but I want to go into dancing completely. So I'm really happy with that, and I hope people keep choosing their own path and creating it for themselves, and they get the right guidance, not
Well, they have
distracted from
you.
social Totally, I'm sure there are many people doing that. So, but yeah, but I'm very, very happy that you're taking this initiative of, having such podcasts and having such meaningful questions that that will help the audience of yours and mine as well to really know. I don't generally talk other than my classes. So it will be a good insight for them to know me this way as well and my journey too.
Yeah,
So
it's
thanks for
time
doing
to
that and
bring
reaching out.
it's time to bring all the
Yeah.
rebels out into the world.
Yes, absolutely. They're going to
uh,
be very
thank
excited to
you,
watch the podcast.
thank you so much for coming on the
You're
show. I really,
welcome.
really enjoyed listening to your story, and a lot of gems, lot of gems in here, a lot of real insights, a lot of depth. I felt like we decoded some really key elements which many people, especially young people, who go through all of this, they can find some keys, some keys
Right.
in there to unlock some doors. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, and really glad to have you. And I'm really glad to see what you're doing, and I wish you all the best. And I see Nitya Kala just keep on expanding and taking dance to
Hopefully.
all the levels everywhere in the globe. Not just
Ah,
in India. And
thank
thank you
you.
for doing this, by the way. It's really amazing that you're doing this because the evolution of Indian dance form, of dance in general. I mean, I'm not just a dance lover. I'm a dance being. So I understand the importance of dance as a form, as an art, and yeah. So thank you so much. I feel very good after this podcast because I know also many dancers in India. I've been part of many dance communities in India, and yeah, it's been really nice to connect with you. And in this way, I think they will also really. Once this podcast is out, they will also really enjoy listening to your story and Nitya Kala. And yeah, thank you for being
Ah.
yourself.